to build a positive live chat experience for your viewers. Oh, welcome in Facebook, guys. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I am trying to go live on YouTube as well. So if you follow me over there, go check it out and see if I'm doing well. See how it looks over there for you. So choose who can participate, set a delay between messages. Hide. I will have to learn more later on that. Okay, welcome in. We're about 20 seconds into the live on YouTube. So if you're watching over here, thanks for being here. Welcome in. I do have a little bit of a mess behind me because my view is a little bit bigger on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and get started. Welcome in to Mindful Movement. Today is Mindset and Movement Monday. Thank you for being here. I'm Denise. I'm a fitness trainer, or if you'd like to call me a functional health and strength specialist, that's okay too. I'm here just to encourage you, get you up, give you options of moving, give you some modifications and some tips to help you get along with that. Remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm not a physical therapist. I'm just here to help give you those modifications, those tips and tricks to help you get off the couch and move and make you feel strong. I always like to say when we get started that I like to help you get up and move. That's what our bodies need to do, but it's not always what our bodies want to do. So that's why I like to help with it, with the encouragement of that. So welcome in. Thank you for being here. Remember, this is just for educational and informational purposes. I see something just popped up on YouTube. So if that is someone that is here that I know, please let me know. Add it in the comments. The purple hearts.
I'm going to interrupt. It's me. So what it's doing is when you come closer to the screen, it's only showing waist up.
Okay.
So on your YouTube one, if you're going to be going back, you want to actually bring it down a little bit more. But now I see your hips up. Okay. So there you go.
Oh, so okay, I see a line. So can you see my feet from here?
No.
Okay.
I only see your knees up.
Okay, that'll help me. So we'll have to work on that a little bit. I got to figure all that out. Let's see if I can go this way without. Let's see if I can raise it up some more. Guys, bear with me as we get things going and figure out YouTube.
On YouTube, you want to bring it down, not up. Bring it down.
Oh, down. Okay. I can do that. I can bring it down. Let me adjust. Okay, let's see if we go down. Bear with me. Thank y'all for being patient this morning. Okay, is that a little better?
Hold on, waiting for YouTube to get caught up.
Okay.
Shelly, you're amazing. Okay, now it goes down to almost your ankles.
Okay.
Almost your ankles. Just a little bit more, you'll see your feet.
Okay, I can drop it a little bit more. That helps
Good
me
morning.
a lot. That helps me a tremendous amount, actually, because I was going to just try to do an artificial live for myself yesterday, but it wouldn't help me because I can actually see on my screen more than you're telling me that you can see. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Can you see my feet now?
I have to wait for YouTube to get caught up again.
That's okay.
I hope you're doing good, Rockin'. No, but you can get to your ankles. We'll work on that privately.
Yeah.
We'll work on that a little bit later.
I'm going to turn my chair a little bit too because that is in my view on YouTube. So, okay. Well, we're going to get started. And, you know what, Lena? Let's see if I do that because that drops my screen a little bit too. So, I'm not really going to, well, I am going to show some things. So let me do that. Let me know if that helped when it catches up. Okay, guys, good morning. Welcome in. Bear with me as we get all of this commotion done. Thank you for being here today. Guys, it's so good to see you here. And I like to just break my week up. So I like to usually give an exercise, maybe 2 exercises each day. And then I do this Monday through Friday, and then I put it together on Fridays. So on Fridays, I like to give you like a full circuit so you get yourself through the weekend. So that's what we're doing. We're going to just work with it today. So I want to talk about just movements in place, isometric movement. And that is going to be, I want to talk about lower body today. That's why I was asking about my feet, Lena, because I'm going to be on the wall. I'm going to do a wall sit. And I think I might even transition to here, which you won't be able to see me yet on probably Facebook and Clapper, and I'll readjust also so y'all can see this wall over here as well. So once I get started with it, I might rearrange my screen because I can tell that YouTube can see me. I'm not sure about Clapper and Facebook. So we're going to...
Well, YouTube, just interrupt you before I leave YouTube and go to Facebook. On YouTube, I can see your shoes. So I'm going to move to Facebook.
Perfect. Okay. So I will go to the wall, and maybe you can see a side view as we do this. This is just a kind of figuring things out. So just as this is the first day on YouTube, bear with me and just, let's just roll with it this morning. Thank you guys for being here so much. So today we're going to talk about wall sits and glute bridges. So I want to be on the floor for the glute bridges. So I'll be over here on the floor as far as I can away to help you guys see everything. And then we're going to talk about wall sits and the importance of the isometric movement of the wall sit. So a wall sit is very good for someone that has joint pain. So you're not doing an up and down movement. You're just getting into a stable position, and you're holding your core tight, and you're letting your legs do the work for you. So then you're not having to do all that extra movement. So that's a little bit more gentle on those joints if you have any joint issues. Remember, this is just for general guidance. I'm not telling you that this is what you have to do, but if it's something that your body can do, then that's a good way to do it.
All right, and update, you are good on Clapper, Facebook, and YouTube. I see feet on all three.
Thank you. Perfect. That's great. That's awesome. So that's what we'll talk about first. We're going to talk about the wall sit, and I want to just go back here. I'm going to do it from a front facing position. And if it's something that you guys have questions about or you need to see a little bit more of, then I can turn my screens just a tiny bit so you can see the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our feet just a little out from the wall, and we're going to go down just as if we're sitting into a chair. You might want your legs 90 degrees, but it's okay if they don't go that far. So this is right here. I'm about 90 degrees, so I look just like I'm sitting in a chair. My legs are holding all my weight, and they're definitely shaking right now. So that's the way you want to do it. You want to go down, and you're going to be in a seated position. You're going to bend those knees until you get all the way against the wall, and you're in that chair position. So you're going to get your feet nice and comfy, and then you're going to go down, push your back against the wall, pushing your core to the wall. So that keeps your core nice and engaged. And it's like you're holding that wall up with your back and your legs. So that is a good position to hold. And you want to, when you start out, I always recommend set you a timer and see how far you can go. If you set you a 30-second timer, if you have to stop, immediately stop that timer, and it gives you a starting point. This is for pretty much any exercise. So if you're doing a numbered exercise and you want to set your timer for 30 seconds to see if you can go for that full 30 seconds, that gives you the option to slow it down and do them with good form and see how many that you get in that 30 seconds. If you can only get 5, then that's where you start. If you can get 30, then you might want to go up and wait or change it a little bit to make it a little bit more hard so you don't have to do so many. So those are all good recommendations that I like to give. So set that 30-second timer and see where you are. If you can go for the full 30 seconds, that's amazing. That's great. Then you know that that's where you can start. And then you can work yourself up in time. If you don't make it to 30 seconds, make 30 seconds your goal. Say, okay, well, I want to be able to do this wall sit for 30 seconds in the next 3 weeks. Set yourself up for that and give you something to create success. That's a lot of the things that I recommend. You always want to make yourself feel successful in what you're doing, especially if you have those limitations. Because if we don't feel successful, we try to beat ourselves up, right? We're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it. You know, give yourself a little goal, and it doesn't have to be a big goal. Just something small. Give it to yourself a little bit better each day. And so if that's a second longer of that wall sit a day or a week, that's okay. You listen to your body, and what your body can do, that's what you work with. So that's the wall sit. Now, if you will, throw in the comments if you would like to see that from the wall. And while I'm doing the floor, because we're going to do the glute bridge, and I'm going to show you a couple ways to do that and ways to make it a little bit more gentle on your back. Because a lot of people do say when they do a glute bridge, if they go up too far and they push too hard, that it hurts their lower back a little bit. So we're going to make a few little adjustments to the glute bridge, and I'll give you a little bit of options to kind of take a little bit of that pressure off. So I'll show you a couple little examples of that. But if you want to see it from the opposite wall, so you see me from the side, I'll happily do that from the wall. Okay, so I talk a lot about the glute bridge, and I want to show you ways to make this a little bit more gentle. Now, glute bridge, you can somewhat do that from a chair, but it just feels a little bit different when you're doing it. So you are still in the chair and you're just kind of lifting and tightening your tummy. So you feel that push on your glutes as you come off the chair a little bit, but you don't come off the chair all the way. But we'll show this from the floor. So if you're on the floor for a regular glute bridge, and I can't see my screen on Facebook at all, so just letting you guys know, if you're on Facebook and you can't see me, let me know. So for a glute bridge, you keep your knees hip width apart, okay, and you plant your feet to the floor. You use your feet, you push them into the floor and lift your hips off the floor, just like this. So you can keep this gentle. You always want to keep your tummy tight. But if it causes lower back pain, don't push up too hard, okay? You want to keep your tummy tight, but you don't want to cause any pain in your back. Another way to do this is to put a band around your knees. So I'm going to put my band around my knees just like this, okay? And that gives me some resistance right there. So then it'll kind of keep your legs pushed in, and you can still push against that band and not cause too much. So then you just lift, just like this. This could take a little pressure off your knees and off your back as you do it. Remember, when you do this, you don't want your back to arch. You see this arch right here in my back? We don't want that. We want those hips to lift up and your back to stay level. Another way to do this is putting something between your knees, like this. Usually I have a ball, but today I do not. So we're just going to roll with it. I have my foam roller, and then I'm just going to lift, just like this. My feet are still planted on the floor. My belly is going up. My hips are going up, just like this. I'm keeping this tight, and it's taking a little bit of that pressure off my knees. So then you bring those feet in and you push against that foam roller or that ball that you might have, and that takes a little bit more of that pressure off.
Okay, I got a question for you. And yes, you can see it on Facebook just fine. Question is too, do your feet go forward or do you have them facing out? Secondly, can you use a thick pillow instead if you don't have a foam or a ball?
Yeah, you can use a thick pillow. If you have a couch pillow, if you have a bedroom pillow, you could fold it. If it's like a long bedroom pillow, you can fold it. Just make it to where it's nice and comfortable, because your knees are going to want to hold that pillow in place. So yes, you can use anything that is soft that you can give a little pressure onto those knees. My feet are flat on the floor, pointing out in front of me. So my feet, when they go in, they're just like this, and my heels do not come off the floor. So if my feet are here, my feet are facing, my toes are facing the wall out in front of me. And then whenever I push, I'm pushing through my whole foot to lift my hips. Just like that. Did that answer your question?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So yeah, you can use anything soft. Like I said, I normally use, like I'll use a ball, or I've used pillow before, because all you have to do is push it between your knees, and that just kind of takes a little bit of that pressure off your hips as you do it. So it takes a little bit of that pain away. So if anyone wanted to see that wall sit from the side view, I can turn my cameras on Facebook and clapper a little bit. I'm pretty sure YouTube can see it. I can see the whole wall over there. So if you want to see that, you are welcome to. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. So remember, whenever you're doing these, if you want to set a timer, set you a timer to get you started. I would say around 30 seconds. So if you set that 30-second timer and then you stop something in the middle of that timer, stop your timer, and that gives you an idea. Or if you have a stopwatch, I know that I have a stopwatch on my timer set. So I go into my clock on my phone, and I have the option of my alarm, I have the option of a timer, and I have the option of a stopwatch. So if you do a stopwatch and you just hold it until you're tired, or until your body says, okay, we need to stop right now, then you stop that stopwatch, and it tells you how many seconds you went, right? If you do it with a timer, you set the amount of time that you want to try for, and then if you have to stop before your timer goes off, you stop your timer, and then it tells you how far you had gone. So either one of those work. It's totally okay. Now, whenever you're doing, like say you're doing the glute bridges, when you're doing them, you can set your timer and you go up and down, that's 1. Up and down, that's 2. Up and down, that's 3. So if you get, say you set your timer for 30 seconds and you get 5 of those, then that's a good start for your counting. So if you want to do it for 30 seconds, you can, or if you want to do it for numbers, you can. Now you know which one you did. So if you set it for 30 seconds and you got 5 of them and had to stop because you could tell the difference, stop your timer and see how far you went. So that's a good way for you to compare on time or numbers. So either one is fine. Do what is comfortable for you as you get started. And then as you progress, things will get a little bit easier. As we start, that's a big thing that I don't think people think about whenever they're getting started. It's difficult to start, right? So when you start anything new, right? We feel like we're in kindergarten again. You're unsure, you're nervous, I was that way this morning, and I was just going on a new live stream, right? So you just feel like it's the first day of anything. And so you're questioning things. You want to make sure that you do it right. You don't want to look weird when you do it, right? Don't worry about all that stuff. Just put it out of your head, because everybody starts something somewhere all the time. So everybody always feels that way. They always feel out of place, out of sorts, weird, different. Your first time with any of those things is always going to be a little bit odd. So get your form. That's the biggest thing that I can ever say when you're doing an exercise is focus on your form. Get your form correct. You can do this with or without weight. And once you get your form, knowing that you're doing the slow, form-focused motions, that's going to help you in the long run. So you want to make sure that your form is correct and you're not rushing through those movements, so your muscles know what they're doing. So you're using the actual muscle that's supposed to be used at the time of the movement. So there you go. If y'all try these, I know I've had a couple people in Clapper to say that whenever I'm going over the exercises, they're doing the exercise at the same time. So let me know if you're doing the exercise or you did one of these exercises while I was here with you. Let me know what you thought about it, how it felt, and if you have any questions about that movement at all. Which I thank you so much for being here today and just riding along with this journey of mine of all the new things that we're trying to do. So there you go. There you go. While we're waiting on any kind of questions or comments or anything, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about of my upcoming stuff. I started on May 1st doing my walks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you've been following me, you know that I go live Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Central. Well, in May, my lives went from 5 days of going through an exercise or 4 days of going through an exercise and then Friday putting them together into a circuit for you, went to Monday and Wednesday, I do an exercise or two. And then on Friday, I put it together. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do walk. So I find my place. I walk for 15 to 30 minutes, depending on what my body will allow me to do at that point. And we just have chit chats. And I am trying to get those a little bit more focused so we can talk about things. So tomorrow, if you're going to join me while I walk, we're going to talk about how to do what people used to call the couch to 5K. So we're going to have some discussions about getting yourself ready, knowing how to stretch, focusing on things like that. So things like that will be discussed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you have signed up for my 5K that I host in October, then this will give you some little helpful tips on getting started, focusing on your form, focusing on your breathing, things like that. And we're also going to talk about if you want to go from a walking standpoint to a jogging standpoint. So I'm going to try to start talking about little things like that. So be ready with your questions and let's have some good conversations about that. My 5K is upcoming in October, and this is my second annual one actually. Last year we did really well. We had approximately 16,000 people to come in, shout us out, say hello in the comments. Some people came into the screen and did it with me and all the fun things. So this year I started a little bit earlier on the advertising. I do have sponsorship options. I don't have my shirt that I just made, dadgummit, with me. I have my shirt for this year and my sponsors go on the backs of my shirts, just like this. This year I am donating to a breast cancer foundation. If you go to my website and you want to do the 5K, I have a link that says All Things 5K. So if you want to sponsor, if you want to participate, or if you just want to donate, that's where you'll go. It just says All Things 5K. I will put the links of these in all of my social medias. Facebook, the replay, it'll have it in the comments. YouTube, it'll also have it in the comments. So if you want to join in any way, you're welcome to click on that link and it'll take you into where you need to go. So sponsorships, I have 4 tiers. 3 tiers are on the lower grade. It's just a little bit different in each tier. And then the 4th tier, I had some requests for larger amounts. So I had to set a larger amount, and that will be like a legacy tier is what we're going to call it. And so all of my sponsors go onto my thank you page. You all will get a shout out on my thank you page for being a part of my journey with this 5K. And each tier will have something a little different added. So tier 1, along with every other tier, will go on the back of my shirt. Tier 2, on top of being on my shirt, it will be the signage. You'll get the signage along my walk. I do have flags that will outline my walk, so those businesses will get that. Tier 3 will get the shirts, the signage, and then also the bibs that my participants get when they do the walk with me and they participate. They will get a bib, and as like almost like a watermark, the businesses will be in the bib. So that will be my tier 3. That's the addition for tier 3. My legacy tier, you're going to get all of those things, and then you're going to get a full lifetime notification or shout out on my thank you page. You will stay at the top of my thank you page throughout my whole website, and it'll be lifelong. So if you're a legacy member or a legacy supporter, your business logo will stay at the top of my thank you page. Just to know, the supporters by sponsorships, if you sponsor, you are getting advertisement 365 days, because I shout you out on content. I wear my shirt all the time, all year round. The one I just showed you is my shirt from last year, and I wear it all the time. So you get this advertisement. You do not have to be a brick and mortar business for this. You can be an online business. If you're an online business and you want to sponsor me, all you have to do is give me your information. You fill out the sponsor sheet, you pay your choice in tier, and then you go to a Google form. You give me the information that I need to be able to put you on the back of my shirt, and that's what I do. I put whatever information that you want on there. Participation, you have the option to participate with or without a shirt. If you participate without a shirt, you still get a printable bib. If you participate with a shirt, you get the bib along with the shirt that gets mailed to you. The price includes your shirt. If you want to donate, you can donate through the same website. You just click on donate, and it will take you to a new page to make your donation. Your donation can be anything from $1 to, I think, $5,000. So you can choose any amount. Any of these options, this is the only way that I have figured this out. There's going to be a banner behind me throughout the whole thing. Whenever I do my rest stops, it will stay behind me. And it is going to be a shout out or a support or an honor of the warriors and the angels that have gone on before us, that have fought the breast cancer fight. So each side, one will have the warriors, one will have the angels, and it will stay behind me. The only way that I have figured out so far to make this possible is when you sponsor, when you participate, or when you donate. If you have someone that you would like announced on there, that's all that I ask you to do. And if it's a donation, all it is $1. You donate $1, and really, I won't even make anything off that if you make that donation, because I have to pay transaction fees and things like that for the site that it's going through. So if you donate $1, you can put your person's name on that banner. I just want to get it out to everywhere, everybody. We want to acknowledge those people that have gone through this and are fighting daily, or those angels that have gone on before us and are watching over us today. So keep that in mind. All three of those options do give you the option and the opportunity to put a name on there. You'll get a Google form link in your thank you page once you do this. You just click on that Google form, and it asks you a couple questions. It just asks you their name, and it also asks you whether they are a warrior or an angel. And if you want to give me a little bit of information about them, whenever I do have that day of my walk, then maybe I can say a little bit of something. If you ask me to do something special, I'll try to make that happen. So those are things that I have going up. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you join me, we do talk about my walk a little bit more, a little bit more detail. So if you guys have any questions as we go through this, as we get closer, my day of my walk is October 25th. So you still have some time to do all those things. My cutoff for sponsorships. If you want to sponsor me, if you're a business and you want to do a sponsorship, you do not have to be a business though. I want to say that. If you want to sponsor me and you're not a business, if you have information that you want me to put on that shirt, as long as it is respectful, I will put those things on there for you. So if you sponsor, you can put what you want on the back of my shirt. My deadline for that is July the 15th. So that's not really that far off. That's only like a month and something away. So if you want to sponsor me, that is very important that you get those in here so I can have those shirts ready. Participation. If you participate and you want a shirt, you have got to be signed up by August the 1st. This will give me the opportunity to get the shirt printed and mailed out to you and to you by the day or the week of the walk. Because what I'm offering is if you sign up for my 5K and you can't be with me on the 25th, which is a Saturday. So if you can't be with me on Saturday, October 25th, you can do this and record yourself anywhere from the week of the 18th through the 24th. So you can record yourself. I have a tag that you can tag me in. It gives you all the information as you register to participate. So you tag me and then I will put it into my content in that week of the walk to shout you out and thank you for being a part of this full journey that we've got going on. So if you guys have any questions, I know I've just given a whole lot of information. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and the replays on Facebook, YouTube. These are going to both go into content. Clapper, you can always DM me or reach out on Facebook or YouTube. You can ask those questions on either one of those. If you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, this will be in my YouTube channel. I hope later on today. I don't really know how YouTube works, so it might be tomorrow before it goes in. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments. It may take me a day or two to answer, but I will get back to them as quickly as possible. If there's no questions about the exercise that we went over today, if you have one, you can put those in the comments as well. But if there's none for now, I'm going to walk closer to my screens to see if there's any comments that have come through. Oh, thank you, Shell. Thank you very much. So I like to stay back because I think that it might cut my head off a little bit on YouTube. So guys, thank you for being here today. Remember, I always like to say this at the very end because we do forget this. This is your journey, nobody else's. No matter where you are in this journey, it's yours and yours alone. So just embrace it. Take it every day, a little step every day at a time. Make yourself a little bit better tomorrow than you are today. So if there's no questions, guys, thank you for being here. And I'm going to say, have a great day. And I'll see y'all next time.